My topic is corporate advertising in detail explain, and let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. Corporate advertising is a promotional strategy that is designed to not only interest consumers in products and services offered by the company, but also to cultivate a positive reputation among consumers and others within the business world. The focus of corporate advertising is on the company itself, with the attention to the products produced by the corporation being a byproduct of the advertising effort. This type of corporate marketing is often employed along with advertising campaigns that are directly focused on the goods and services produced by the company. The main function of corporate advertising is to generate and enhance a sense of confidence and appeal among vendors and consumers. Depending on the exact nature of the corporate marketing approach, the advertising may also be developed with an eye of enhancing the reputation of the company among its peers in a community or within a given sector of the marketplace. In any application, the idea is to build the most agreeable public image for the corporation as possible. Corporate advertising is the advertising done for an entire institution/company/organization and not for individual brands or products. This kind of activity is an extension of the public relations (PR) activity done by the company to improve its image in the minds of the general public and increase its goodwill, which is an extremely important and tangible asset. Instead of advertising for its individual brands and products, the corporate advertises to build its own image. We know many companies across the globe which have numerous brands under them. Pool, P&G, Volkswagen, General Motors are some examples. All of these companies also take part in corporate branding, wherein instead of branding only one particular product or brand, they brand the corporate itself. These companies invest in improving the overall perception of the company itself. They want to prove that the company is ethical and all its brands and products are secondary. The primary focus for these companies are their customers, which is what they try to prove through corporate advertising. Corporate advertising and marketing of a parent company or corporate brand, and just its offerings. Corporate advertising is different from normal advertising in terms that normal advertising is promotion of products, whereas corporate advertising is marketing a company or corporate. It is done to enhance the brand image of any corporate or company apart from its products and services. It is also done to repair damages caused by false allegations, bad publicity, etc., and can also be termed as public relations activity. Corporate advertising also helps the company brand to be developed and not just the branding of their products. As a concept, it can also be understood as institutional advertising and institutional promotion. Advertising media. Advertising appeal. Advertising copy. Institutional advertising. Corporate advertising is a powerful tool used by companies to not only have a strong brand name but also increase business. Some advantages are: benefit in product sales can be a side effect of corporate advertising but is never the primary goal. The primary goal is to clear a positive image for the company in consumers' mind. It helps build a positive emotional connect of the parent company with the consumers. Corporate image advertising is an advertising strategy designed to market the culture of a business rather than any individual product. Discover examples of corporate issue advertising related to image advertising and industry at large. Corporate advertising. Say a company called Eco Handbags has decided to up their marketing game by using corporate advertising. Corporate advertising does not focus on individual products but instead concentrates on the image or social issues of a company. It's a useful tool used by many businesses to broaden their marketing strategy beyond their products. Eco Handbags will use both corporate image advertising and corporate issue advertising. Let's take a look at both. Corporate image advertising is when a company promotes itself to help portray a positive perception, increase brand awareness, and appear relevant. This type of advertising may be used to promote the company to stakeholders, investors, and potential suppliers. The overall goal is not just for customers to buy their products, but to associate or imagine the company in a positive light, increasing loyalty to the brand. As a business owner, you want to gain a good rapport with customers, potential investors, and suppliers. But watch out, image is just public perception, not a reflection of fact, and public opinion can change quickly. For instance, the gas company BP was known as a strong company. After the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in 2010, where 11 workers were killed and environmental damage was detrimental, the company got a negative image perception overnight. Eco Handbags decides to advertise a positive environmental image. They show how they are helping the environment by using recycled products while still maintaining a high-quality look for their handbags for women. Corporate advertising is generally used for 4 separate scenarios: public relations, corporate identity, institutional and recruitment. PR is the most common reason for corporate advertising. Showcasing the values and intents of the company in a good light could promote more interest and thus, sales. When an organization is large and has multiple brands and divisions under its belt, corporate advertising becomes a lot tougher. Different brands, under the same organization, can have different brand images, and portraying all these images in a succinct manner can be difficult. When utilizing corporate advertising to enhance the image of the organization as a whole, it is important to have detailed and specific objectives. These objectives act as guiding path and they have to be easily measurable. Not all corporate advertising is about boosting sales. Sometimes corporate advertising is aimed at building awareness or showcasing the goodwill of the company. Other common objectives of corporate advertising are: boosting employee morale, showing investors that the organization is a capable one, removing uncertainty or doubts related to the company, showcasing a new brand logo, slogan, message and so forth, bringing multiple companies together and broadcasting a sense of unity, making a socio-economic, moral or political statement, showcasing recent major achievements in order to boost customer trust. Unlike products or services advertisements, corporate ads are aimed at defining the attitudes of customers and investors towards the company. Some basic considerations that have to be taken seriously while defining your corporate advertising objective: target audience. Deciding whom the ad is most expected to influence has to be defined. The target audience will define every aspect of the ad. For example, an organization that sells a large variety of household and personal care products will consider the typical homemaker their target audience when their objective is to boost brand image and customer trust. The same company will see their industry peers as their target audience when their objective is to form new partnerships and expand further. Platform. The objectives for a TV ad will be different from the objectives for an online ad. These platforms operate on different terms, and building objectives around these platforms is a must. The objective changes again when it comes to social media. To avoid confusion, it is best to understand the core reasoning behind the advertisement and then choose a platform accordingly. These are just 2 of the most basic considerations when setting up objectives for corporate advertising. At Global Media we have immense knowledge about catering to the needs of both the organization and their consumers. We put this to good use and help take your organization to the next level. The organization of teams in MNCs is largely based on their goals. Different companies have different ways of structuring their teams. This applies to the marketing department as well. In MNCs, the focus of the company is not just local. They have to handle teams in different nations, and they have to do so perfectly. Marketing for numerous global markets requires a high level of collaboration and understanding between all the teams involved. This is where the structure and the functioning of the marketing team comes into play. The traditional marketing structure for MNCs comprises of the following roles and functions: analysts. Marketing analysts collect data from numerous sources with regards to products, customers, channels and the market itself. This data is then used to produce insights that aid with data-based, logical decision-making. Customer experience. This team is in charge of making sure that the customers are getting the best experience possible. They collect data on their customers and their customers' previous experiences to identify strategies for better customer-based marketing. Brand advocacy. The team responsible for creating all branding material and making use of resources carefully. Marketing strategy. This team creates and plans the strategies for marketing after analyzing all the factors. They are in charge of all marketing campaigns from creating the strategy, budgeting and getting approval from senior management. Marketing services. This department can consist of various smaller teams. Overall, it is responsible for the execution of marketing campaigns without any glitches. They make calls about when certain material needs to be outsourced and what can be handled in-house. They also provide the marketing tools, design materials and ensure smooth functioning across multiple platforms. Depending on the company, the above structure and functions will be modified to suit their needs. Functional expertise is also starting to play a huge role in marketing structures, as many companies are now forming teams based on expertise rather than product or project. To make all of this simpler, companies can rely on us for assistance and guidance or take full advantage of our marketing services. We are one of the best companies to focus on marketing for MNCs, and we are highly experienced in this field. While many debate between the efficiency of online versus offline advertising, reality is not that simple. The debate between online videos and television, podcasts and radio, online ads and print ads leaves many marketers confused. As a result, they tend to focus more on one medium and ignoring the other. Combining both mediums is the key to success, and here's why. The more mediums you use, the higher chance you have of reaching your target audience. Many advertisers are surprised to learn that their target audience does not watch TV as much as expected. Instead, most consumers are online, and it is imperative that advertisers and marketers combine TV ads with online ads. Combining traditional ads with online ads creates a sense of consistency among the customers. Even if a company has different marketing departments for different mediums, the consumer recognizes only one brand. If the message conveyed on the online ads and the print ads are not consistent, customers are likely to get confused and build mistrust. Continuity is another matter that advertisers have to consider. When working with different mediums, discontinuity is displeasing for the consumers. If they see a billboard conveying a different theme than a Twitter ad, the impression that the consumer gets is not consistent. Integrating is not just about the consumers. By combining online and offline marketing campaigns, companies have better internal communication, organization and workflow. A combined approach to marketing and advertising also increases brand awareness, amplifies brand recall, and thus, the bottom line, online and offline advertisements can complement each other well. A TV ad can be supported on Twitter by interacting with potential and existing customers. Overall, a campaign that can include both and seamlessly link them is the best route for success. Advertisers have to focus on different mediums and how they can make them all work together to reach the most number of people and inspire them to take action. At Globeba Media, we have worked on different advertising campaigns for both mediums and have the experience required to combine both without disrupting the final message. Marketers can trust us to execute well-planned and comprehensive campaigns that boost sales. Global and local advertising activities. Most global companies need to have the understanding and sensibility to create campaigns that are applicable universally while simultaneously creating local campaigns for different regions. Many marketers fail to do this. Some even use global advertising as an excuse to avoid local advertising, meaning that they showcase the same ads worldwide. This highly inefficient method can cost companies thousands or even millions of dollars. Global companies have to have a universal message from the brand. To complement this message, local ads are a must. Local ads still portray the main message but deliver it in a concise, relatable way for that particular region. Consumers in the US have completely different lifestyles and tastes compared to consumers in China. Organizations have to understand this and take advantage of it. The best example of global and local advertising done right is Coca-Cola. They made it a point to spread their global message of happiness through successful campaigns. Moreover, they have made it a point to not favor ideas from a certain location over others. For example, their Share a Coke campaign was first introduced in Australia, and its success then allowed Coke to spread the campaign to 30 more countries. Some simple recommendations for marketers and advertisers to track and create successful campaigns worldwide are: have an inspiring global message and mission that is commonly portrayed in all target markets. Understand the local sensibilities of different regions and have teams create collaborative campaigns. Create an effective communication strategy that allows for constant feedback between different teams around the world. Centralize everything from the metrics that are tracked to the technology used in marketing languages. Doing this ensures that all your marketing teams start off on the same page. Make basic resources available on a globally accessible platform. Analyze metrics at both local and global levels as soon as the campaign is unveiled. Once the campaign is complete, create a debrief that informs teams around the world about what worked and what didn't. These insights will further spur on global marketing efforts. Local adoption is key to global success. Constantly tracking and improvising marketing and advertising efforts is the only way to ensure that consumers all around the world get the brand's message. We are the perfect company to integrate your global and local efforts. We offer guidance and consultancy for large companies and have a proven track record. Internet advertising budgeting. Marketing managers are often frustrated at the beginning of the year when they have to create a marketing strategy, set a budget and then get it approved by senior management. While the actual strategy planning can be an exciting and eventful process, budgeting can be mundane and rather overwhelming. Getting budget approval is another arduous task and marketers are sometimes forced to make numerous revisions before the budget is finally approved. The process works as follows. Compiling budgets from different departments. In large organizations with multiple departments, the finance department compiles the proposed budgets from all the other departments. Once compiled, they analyze the budgets based on guidelines provided by senior management. The more compliant a budget is to the guidelines, the higher the chances of approval. Detailed analysis. The finance department conducts a detailed analysis of the listed expenditures to make sure that the amounts listed are reasonable. They check for large variations from the previous year's budget. Since they have to consolidate the budget for the entire company, they may propose budget cuts for individual departments to keep the budget on track. Revenue forecasts are developed and added into the budget proposal. Top management. Senior management then take a look at the proposed budget and the forecast for revenue. They take a look at the report from the financial department and may ask for managers from certain departments to explain the need for higher budgets. If projected profits are too low, then additional revenue sources need to be found. Division managers. Top management then meets individually with division managers to discuss increases and cuts that can be made. Marketing managers must have a solid plan to help them get the budget approved and defend their budget from being cut. Decisions. Once the discussions are complete, senior management sends across the final budget. Budgets will be cut based on reasons that are explained. For a marketing manager, these budget cuts could mean that they have to downsize on personnel or make changes within campaigns. We can help marketing managers come up with a comprehensive and well-planned budget proposal that complies with the guidelines. We can also help with making changes that increase the chances of getting approved. In the case of budget cuts, we can accommodate the new budget by identifying key areas where changes can be made. Corporate advertising is also effective for companies that are involved in businesses that have a lot of negative potential. Negative potential means possible distress to human life. These companies are extremely susceptible to controversies and hence need to regularly invest in corporate advertising to keep their image stable in the market. Cigarette companies, oil drilling and exploration companies, pharmaceutical companies and mining companies are examples of organizations that have a need for corporate marketing. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.